Hello children, welcome back. Uh, as I have already started with the chapter called as hardware components, internal and external hardware. I have already explained you about the external hardware components. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'll just stop over there whatever I have explained you about the external hardware component, because as online classes are going on and you're already learning more about the theory part. So what I will do today, we'll see about the practically where we can work on your computer, as you must be as you are there at your home and you are doing so many studies, theory part and all. So what I have decided that I'll start with a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Introduction to MS Excel. Okay, so where you can practice as you are there at your home. So basically what you can do practically, you can practice with this new chapter. So that's why I'll start with the Introduction to MS Excel. So, as the name, Introduction to MS Excel. What is this? So far you have learnt about how to use Word, MS Word, how to use MS PowerPoint. You have learned all the advanced features of all Word application and even a PowerPoint application. So today I'll start with this MS Excel. So this is quite different from this MS Word and PowerPoint. As you all know, MS Word is a word editing software where you can create a Word file, and this PowerPoint, MS PowerPoint is used to make a presentation. Now what is this MS Excel? So MS stands for Microsoft. So Microsoft Excel is the most popular and widely used spreadsheet software. As spreadsheet software, yes, MS Excel is also called as a spreadsheet software. So Excel is a file made up of rows and columns that helps in systematic arrangement of data, sorting data, and perform calculation on numerical data. So in the data that can be arranged in tabular form, this data can then be used to make calculations, show graphical representation or analysis. So as you can see on the screen, so this is how your MS Excel file look. Okay, so as I said, MS Excel is also called as a spreadsheet. So it is used to arrange the data. It can also help you to sort your data, and the main uses of this MS Excel, that you can perform calculation whatever the data that you enter. It helps you to perform a calculation on the data. This MS Excel mostly we use for if there are to perform a calculation on a numerical data. Okay, so now let's see how to open MS Excel. So before I start with MS Excel, so why we use this? Okay, so let's see the features of spreadsheet. As I said, spreadsheet is MS Excel is also called as spreadsheet. Okay, so it helps you to arrange the data. So what you can do is, the data can be written in Notepad or WordPad or MS Word, but spreadsheet allow you to play this data by providing the data to be arranged in its layout of rows and column. So this MS Excel file contains a number of rows and column. Okay, so each data, like so while entering the data on that, so not only data means it can contain a text file, text, numbers or formula. So when you are entering data such as number, so you can perform a calculation on that. So earlier what we used to do, if you want to do a calculation, okay, so what we used to do, either we used to use the calculator or pen and paper. Okay, so it becomes very difficult to keep on calculating. Nowadays, so we are using everywhere, we are using the computer. Okay, so what happens in this, so whatever the numerical data that you enter, and if you want to perform any calculation, so this using this software, it becomes so fast that just enter a formula and automatically you will get the answer or a result whatever you want. Not only this, what happens when you are putting a formula within this spreadsheet? So suppose if you are making any changes within your data, so you don't have to do anything. Automatically whatever the data you are changing with, automatically the value or data that you are changing within this row and column, automatically it gets updated in a formula. That's why we are using this MS Excel. So now let's see how to open MS Excel. Now there are different ways to open MS Excel. So let's see how to open MS Excel. Now you can also, now my operating system is Windows 10. So what you can do is, as you all know, this Windows 10, you get on the taskbar directly you get a search box where you can directly type the name of the program that you want. So I want to open MS Excel, so I'll start typing over there. Okay, Excel, as you start typing, the list of that app will get open. So here is my Excel which I want to open. So now you are at your home, so there you must be using different operating system. So you can directly go in a search box and you can directly type Excel, or if some might be using any different software, so you can just find out which MS spreadsheet that you are using, and according to that you can open in your computer. Now according to your notes, the chapter I've given you about the MS Excel 2013, and if you are using Windows 10, sorry, if you are using Windows 7, the way to open MS Excel is go in Start, then All Program, Microsoft Office, and then Excel 2013. So in this way also you can open MS Excel. But even in the Windows 7, you get a search box where you can directly type Excel. Okay, as you type, the list will appear. From that you can select that MS Excel, and that MS Excel will get open for you. So as I'm using my operating system is different, and even my Microsoft Office is different, so that's why it's slightly different from the one which we are using in our school. Okay, but yes, this is also a way to, you can open your MS Excel. Okay, now one more thing I want to teach you about. There is another way to create MS Excel file. Now suppose you want to create MS Excel file. Okay, and what you can do is you can open the location where you want to open your MS Excel file. Suppose you want to create in your computer D drive, in downloads, document, if you have created any folder. So over there also you can create. Now what I'll do on this desktop, on my desktop, I want to create a MS Excel file. So what I will do is, I'll right click on the blank space of the desktop and then go in a new, and after going in new, you can select this Microsoft Excel worksheet. So as you click on that, you can see the icon will appear on your desktop. Okay, yeah, by default the name that is appear when you create a Word, PowerPoint and Excel file using a right click, it opens something like this, new Microsoft Excel worksheet. You can rename this by just typing and just click outside. So your file will get created. To open this, just double click on that and the program will get, the file which you have created will get open. Now in this, when you create a file using a right click, directly you can rename your file, and it will get saved on the location, and even you will able to give the name to your file. Okay, so here is your MS Excel program. So when I using the search box, so it opens like this. So what you are going to do, after opening like this, you are going to click on blank workbook. Yes, there are also different templates which are available. Templates you must be I've explained you in PowerPoint what are. So there are different ready-made layout which are present. Okay, but it's a very new for us, so I'll teach you using a blank workbook. Yes, but mostly we use a blank and then we start working within your MS Excel. Okay, so this is your spreadsheet or MS Excel. Okay, so as you can see, it's different from MS Word and PowerPoint. Okay, as I said, it contains a number of columns and rows. So mostly this is used to enter a numerical data. No, so after entering numerical data, you can also sort your data. You can put formulas in that, and using this data, you can also insert charts, graphical representation. Graphical representation data means whatever the data you have insert. By using those data, you can insert a chart. Okay. So now let's see. So this is your file, MS Excel file. Okay, so I'll start with the screen components of your MS Excel file. So this is very important part because you have to know each and every part of your MS Excel. So I'll start with the very topmost part. This topmost part is called as a title bar. Again I'll repeat, as my version is different, so that's why it will look like that. So whatever is given over here, okay, so everything remains same, only slightly there must be something more command you can see on this screen. Okay, so just ignore that. Okay, you just focus on whatever I'll explain you. Okay, so here is your title bar. So some of the command will remain same like as in your MS Word and PowerPoint. The main thing is that rest all like your title bar, tab, group, everything will remain same. Only the main part which where you are working, that are different. Otherwise rest all part whichever I have explained you in MS Word and PowerPoint will remain same. As you all know, at the topmost this part is called as a title bar. So the title bar will display a name of your file and a program name. As you can see over here, a file name. So in MS Word, by default the name of your file was document 1, and when you are using PowerPoint, by default the name of your PowerPoint file is presentation 1, and in MS Excel by default the name is book 1. So as you keep on opening a blank document, automatically it will name as book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5 as on. Okay, and here you can see Excel. So this is a name of your program which you have opened. Now on the title bar towards your right side, okay, there are three buttons which is called as a control button. So this one is a minimize. You already know about this minimize. Then the next is maximize or a restore button. This in the second option you get two command. One is a maximize and one is a restore, and the third one is close. So this is used to close your file. Same on the title bar towards your left hand side. So this part is called as a quick access toolbar. As the name quick access toolbar, so some command which you use while working within your file, so those commands are available over here. So by default there are three commands which are present. The first one is save, then we have undo, then we have redo. Now by default there are three commands which are present. If you want to add using this setting button, you can add. As you can see over here, so if you want to add some more commands, so just have to click on it. So when the tick appears, so that command will get added into the quick access toolbar. So below your title bar we have a long horizontal bar which is called as a ribbon, and then ribbon is divided into two parts. Tabs, so as you can see, tabs: home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, help. So these are the tabs that we use within MS Excel. So in MS Word, home, insert, so these two tabs will remain same in MS Word, PowerPoint, and even in MS Excel. Okay, other than that, yes, there are you can see the tab names are different, so it depends on the program which you are using. So according to that, the uh, according to the file, the program which you are using, according to that the command whichever require related to that program, the tab name you will get. Okay, so uh, so ribbon is divided into two part: tags and group. Just I'll close this. Okay, so this is a tab, different tabs and groups. When you click on the tab, there are different commands which are organized together, so these are called as a group. As you can see, within a home tab, clipboard, font, alignment, number, style, cell, editing. Okay, now again over here, within your home tab in your MS Word, uh, the groups such as clipboard, font, alignment will remain same, like your MS Word and PowerPoint. Okay, so this group will remain same, and again within a font group, whatever you are using, you can use the same command within your MS Excel, like changing the font style, changing the size, making your text bold, italic, underline, changing the color of your text, changing the aligning your text. But in the alignment there is slightly different from what we were using in MS Word and PowerPoint in Excel. I'll explain you the detail about that. I'll explain first. Let me complete the screen component. Okay, so here are the groups. Now after this, as you can see over here, it's something different from what you have learned in the previous app. So this one, you can see A1 something, so this is called as a name box. Okay, and over here, so this is called as a formula bar. Okay, so what is this? I'll tell you later on while when we are working on this. So during that time I'll explain you. Okay, so this is a name box, this is a formula bar. Okay, now come below over here. As you can see, it's written something A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So yes, so this is called as a column name. Okay, so these are the column name. Okay, and towards your left hand side where you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on. So these are called as a row name. Okay, as you all know, the column are vertically organized, arranged in Excel, and rows are arranged horizontally. So this vertically is called as vertical ABCD, that are arranged in vertical manner. So this is called as a column and this one is called as a row. Towards your left right side, you will get a scroll bar where it will allows you to move your page up and down. So there are two scroll bar. One is a vertical scroll bar and the second one is towards the bottom, which is called as a horizontal scroll bar. So this vertical scroll bar will help you to move your page up and down, and this horizontal scroll bar will help you to move your page left and right. And below this you will get a status bar. So same like your MS Word and Excel. Okay, so on the status bar, as you can see, it's written ready. Okay, so in MS Word we used to get a number of pages like that, and in PowerPoint it used to show the name of the slide, the particular slide you are working. Okay, here it's not anything like that. Okay, but yes, towards your right side you will get a 3 layout. Okay, normally we work on a normal layout. Okay, mostly yes, we work on normal layout like your presentation. We used to have a different view. I've explained you about normal view, slide sorter view, slideshow view. Okay, so normal view is the one where we work. Okay, and this is the zoom slider, so which helps you to zoom in and zoom out. As you can see, so this is the zoom slider. By actually most we use use 100%. Okay, if you want to increase, yes, you can change. Okay, so this was about the screen component of your MS Excel. Okay, now let's see something more detail about it. Okay, okay, one more thing I forgot you about the file tab. Okay, so before your home tab you get a file tab like your MS Word and PowerPoint. Yes, even this file, within this file tab you will get a command such as new, open, save as, print and close. So these are the common command which are present within your MS Word, PowerPoint and even in this MS Excel. So you know very well about this. So again I'll explain you. New is used to open a new MS file. So when I click on the new, so what will happen? A new file will get open. So this was a book 1. So when I click on this, so what will happen? A book 2 file will get open. So as I said that when you keep on opening a different new file, so by default it will give a name as a book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4 as on. Okay, then the second one is open. So this open is used to open a saved document. Then save, to save your file. Save as, if your file is already saved and if you want to change the location or a name of a file, so you can use this save as file. Print is used to print your MS Excel file. Close, it will close this MS Excel. The shortcut key that we use to open a new file, new blank Excel file is Control plus N, open Control plus O, save Control plus S, save as. So there are two options, save and save as. So when you press Control plus S, the file gets saved. And save as, when you click on the save as, a dialog box gets open. Okay, so now as I said my version is different, so that's why it's opening like that. Okay, so when you if you want to save with other name of with some other name or the location, so you can use the save as. And the shortcut key that we use for save as is, you can press the function key F12. So as a function key F12, not that alphabet F and 12, function key F12. So as you press that, one dialog box get open. Okay, so that will allow you to change the location or your name of your file. To print your MS Excel file, we use Control plus P. Okay, so these are the commands which are common for MS Word, PowerPoint and even in this Excel file. Okay, so let's see. So I've explained you about quick access toolbar, title bar, ribbon, file tab. Okay, now let's come on this name box. What is this name box? Okay, so what is this name box? As you can see, it's showing something as I13. So this name box will give you the name of that particular cell. Now what is this cell? So in MS Excel contains columns and row. Wherever this column and row get intersect, that rectangular box that you get is called as cell. So in this MS Excel there are number of cells. As you can see, when you click on that, you get some highlighted box. So this is called as cell. And when you click, so what happens? The name of this cell will display within this name box. As you can see, it's giving me as F5. Okay, so this is the name box. And how this name get? So it will not give you as sorry, it will not give you as 5F, it will give you as F5. First it gives the column name and then it gives the row name. Okay, so as you can see, when I click, it's keep on changing. So B3, like that. So each cell has some specific name. Okay, so whenever you click, so that name will appear within a name box. And this part is called as a formula bar. So when you enter any formula within this cell, that will get appear within this formula bar. So now suppose if your cell doesn't have any formula, if it contain a normal text such as any alphabet or numbers, any data. So suppose I'm clicking within this and I'll type something. Okay, so as you can see, as I'm start typing, so that text will get appear within this formula bar. Okay, I'm going. Okay, so when you click on the other cell, it will get, because whatever the data is present within that formula bar, that will get displayed within your this formula bar. So sorry. So again I'll click within this. You can see as I click, the data will get displayed within your formula bar. Okay, so as I said, this name box, formula bar, then row heading and column heading. So as I said, this is your row and this is your column and this is your row. So this A, B, C, D all are called as a column heading, and this 1, 2, 3, 4 as on are called as a row heading. And the name of this cell will start with column name followed by row name. Then we have a sheet tab. Okay, there is one more thing within this MS Excel. So like your MS Word, you used to have a number of page. So as you start typing, as you keep on typing, automatically the pages used to get added. And in PowerPoint, when you were working in a slide, so when you used to keep on adding the slide name, the number of slide gets appear within your status bar. Yes, so in this MS Excel, you have a different sheet. As you can see over here, this is called as a sheet 1. So like this, now in MS Excel 2013, by default you get only one sheet. You can add as many sheet as you want. So how you can add this? Using this plus button. You can see it's showing me as new sheet. Okay, just click on it. It will keep on adding the sheet for you, and automatically it's get named as sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5, sheet 6 as on. Okay, so this is how you can add the different sheet, number of sheet you can add within this MS Excel file. Okay, then okay, now let's see some term that is used within your spreadsheet. Okay, so it's let's start workbook. So what is this workbook? So basically a workbook is a Excel file. So this Excel file you can also call as MS Excel, you can also call it as spreadsheet, you can also call it as workbook. If you have noticed, when I have started like showing you how to open MS Excel, so when I'm type over there MS Excel and then opening, so it used to show me, it shows me like blank workbook. Okay, so this is your workbook. So this MS Excel file is called as a workbook. Okay, so by default it gives the name book 1. So this I have already explained you. So when you open your MS Excel file, it gives you the name book 1, and as you keep on opening a new file, it will name it as book 1, book 2, book 3, so on. Okay, now MS Excel workbook is saved with the .xlx. Now what is this? This is the extension name that comes when you save your file. In Word document, do you remember what is the extension name? File extension name. Now what is this file extension name? So when you save any file, by default it gives some file extension. Not only this Word, PowerPoint, all the file which you save, it has some extension, file extension name. So sometimes with the help of this file extension name, we come to know whether it's your Word file, whether if it is your PowerPoint presentation, whether it's your music file, whether it's your video file, whether it's contain any image. Okay, So, do you remember what the file extension that we use in MS Word? So, the file extension used is .docx for your Word. PowerPoint we used to have .pptx. Okay, and for this MS Excel we use this .xlsx. Okay, so with the help of this extension name we come to know which file type program you are using within your computer. Okay, so this is the file extension name that gets when you save your MS Word file. Then we have a worksheet. So as I said, a worksheet is like a page in your workbook. So just now I explained you about the different worksheet. So it's something like a page. So as you can keep on adding, you can keep on adding the different sheet. So this is the worksheet. You can also call it as worksheet. Okay. Now one more thing is that now by default the in 2013 by default you get only one sheet. So as you can if you have noticed that when I was explaining it to you, so it was showing sheet 1 because this is MS Excel 2013. Okay, if in your computer, if 2007 or 10 if you are using in your computer, so by default there are 3 worksheet with name as sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3. Okay, but in Excel 2013 you will get only one. Same like in 13, in this also is the same, only the difference we get in 13 we get only sheet 1, and in 7 and 10 we used to have sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3. Okay, so you can add or remove. Okay, so I am explaining about how to add the sheet. Now let's see how to remove the sheet. If you want to remove any sheet from here, so what you can do is just go within that sheet, right click over there and then select delete. As you can see, your sheet got deleted from there. Okay, so now suppose if I want to change the name of my sheet, so what you will do, you can directly click within that. You can see the cursor has appeared over there. Okay, so you can change the name. You can give any name, 1 2 3 4 number, any name. Okay, or another way to rename your sheet is select the sheet, right click over there and select a rename option. Okay, now one more thing in this. Okay, now in the first sheet I have given a name as 1. Now I'll give the same name. Okay, and I'll try to save. So it's showing me that name is already taken. Try a different name. So remember, in your MS Excel file a worksheet cannot have with the same name. So you have to change the name. Okay, yes, now it's allowing me. So point to remember, so your MS Excel file cannot have same name within your same name for the worksheet or sheet. Okay, next rows. So this I have already explained you, rows are horizontally lines. So these are the rows within your MS Excel, and columns are vertical. Okay, so they are referred by using the number as 1 2 3 4 and so on. There are, so you can see this, how many rows. So not just 100, there are number of rows within your MS Excel. So as you keep on scrolling the mouse, you can see so many numbers. Yes, you have how many? This 104856 rows in a worksheet. Within each worksheet you will get so many rows. Not 100, not 200, 500 or 1000. You get 104856 rows in a worksheet. So this is I'm talking about MS Excel 2013. Okay, then columns. So columns are vertical lines of the worksheet. They are labeled as from 1 to Z, A to A. Now come to the column part. Now we have alphabets 1 to Z. Yes. Now let's see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So after Z, what? So after Z, it will start labeling as AA, AB, AC. Like it will start as AA, AB, AC, AD. So it will keep on AZ. Now after AZ, it will start with B. So BA, BB, BC. It will keep on. So as you can see, there are number of rows and column that we get. So there are total 16,384 columns in a worksheet. Okay, so it's up to XFD. So you can imagine how many number of columns and rows do we have this within this MS Excel file. Okay, so that's why when there is a numeric when if you want to save a data where it contain huge amount of row of column, so that's why we use this MS Excel file, because in MS Word within a page how many rows of columns or row we can create. In 6th standard, if you remember, I have taught you about how to create a table in MS Word. So you yes, you can also use that, but it's suppose I have a huge amount of data where I want to create a row or column. So instead of using this MS Word, I'll use this MS Excel, because I get so many number of rows and column. Okay, then cell. So a cell is the smallest unit of a worksheet. So as I said, when the row and column get intersect, so that this is called as a cell. So this is the smallest unit of your worksheet, which is formed at the intersection of column and row. Then cell address. Now what is the cell address? So just now I've explained you about this cell contains one particular name. Yes, so this name is called as a cell address. Okay, so each cell on the worksheet has a unique address that help to refer it in a worksheet. For example, A10 is a cell address where A is a column and column name and 10 is a row name. Okay, so this part is not there. So where A is a column name and 10 is a row name. Okay, so this is the name of that cell. This is called as a cell address. Okay, so this is very now why we use this cell address. So this cell address is important when you are working with a formula. So during that time this cell address are very useful. Okay, then cell pointer. A cell is a rectangular highlight that indicates the active cell. Okay, cell pointer. So this cell pointer is the one. Okay, so one more thing in this, as I explained you about, this is a cell. So if you are there within any one of this cell, so suppose I am this cell, so this it will say it as active cell. So currently I am within this cell and I am working within this E7 cell. Okay, so this is also called as an active cell. Okay, when you are working within any one of the cell, it is called as an active cell. Then column heading and row heading, this I have already explained you. Okay, about the active cell, one more thing, when you click on a cell, a thick dark border appears along its boundary. So when you click, a thick border appears around the boundary of this cell. So this indicates it's my active cell. So I'm currently working within this cell. Okay, so column heading, row heading, which I have already explained you. Okay, each column is identified by a letter called column heading. Column heading appears across the top border of your worksheet. Row heading, each row is identified a number called row heading. Row heading appears along the left border of a worksheet. So this is your column and this is your row. Then range of cell. When you select or highlight a block of cells is known as range of cell. Okay, now again. Now what is this range of cell? So when we click within this cell, this is a particular cell. What if I want to select a range of a cell? So what is this range of a cell? When I click, and when I drag the mouse, so you can see that this whatever I'm selecting a group of a cell. So when you're selecting that, okay, this is called as a range of cell. Okay, so I'm selecting, I've highlighted a block of a cell. Okay, like in your MS Word, how you there are different ways of selecting word, a letter, paragraph. Okay, so here this is a way to select a cell. You can see, just select within that cell and drag. Okay, now there is a I'll explain you about selecting. There are different ways of selecting a cell, row, column. Okay, and one more very important thing, so I'll come on that later on. Just I'll let me finish this, then when we start with the properly working within that, I'll explain you. Okay, different tasks in workbook, creating a workbook, undo, redo, saving a book. So this I've already explained you about creating a workbook. Now undo and redo. So as you all know, in quick access toolbar we get a two command, undo and redo. Okay, so you are already aware of it. Same way, yes, you can also use this undo and redo within this MS Excel file. So to create a new workbook, press Ctrl plus N. To open a file, save file, press Ctrl plus O. To save workbook, press Ctrl plus S. To open a Save As dialog box, press F12. To print your worksheet, press Ctrl plus P. To exit Excel, okay. So exit means if you want to close this Excel. So using this close button, we close. But yes, you can also press Ctrl plus F4, okay, to exit your MS Excel. Undo, Ctrl plus Z, and redo, Ctrl plus Y. So this command are common for all the different application. Okay. Now moving around in worksheet. Okay. So this is very important when you are working within this MS Excel. Okay. Moving around the worksheet means as I have explained just now. I said you have seen the number of rows and column we have. Okay, so how we can move around within this worksheet? If we keep on using this scroll bar, it will be very difficult for us to move around within this worksheet. Okay, so now let's see the different shortcut key that we can use within your MS Excel. So here I have listed out few. Okay, so left arrow key, so move one cell left. So suppose now I am within this cell. Using the left arrow key, you can move towards your left side. So you can take a help of the arrow keys. Now to move to your left arrow key. I am using a right arrow key. I am so sorry. Okay, left arrow key. So using the left arrow key, you can move towards your left side. Now after this, it will not move, as this is my first row and this is my first column. Okay. Then right arrow key, it will move towards the right side. Now you can also use a tab key to move towards the right cell. Okay. So there are two ways to move towards your right cell. You can also use a tab key, or you can also use a right arrow key. If you want to go up, use the up arrow key. If you want to go down, you can use the down arrow key. Okay. So left arrow key, right arrow key, up arrow key, down arrow key. Now page up key, move up by one screen. So now page up. So when you press page up, so we are already up on the page. So it moves up by one screen. Page down, move down by one screen. So what happened? It moves. You can see it's moving. The entire that sheet by one screen it will move. So now I'll press page up. So as you can see, it's moving up. Okay. Then home key. Move to the first cell of the row. So suppose you are anywhere within your cell. Okay. You are somewhere, and if you want to go towards the first cell of your worksheet. Okay, now suppose I am somewhere within your worksheet. So I'll press the home key. So home key, as you can see, it will take me to the first cell within that row. Okay. So that's why move to the first cell of the row. Okay, then control plus down arrow key, move to the last row. Control press, I'll keep on pressing, okay, control plus down. You can see this. So as I press control plus down, it has take I'm so sorry. It has taken me towards the last row. Okay, and control plus up arrow key. Control plus up arrow key, it has bring me towards the first row. Okay, now control plus left arrow key, move to the first column. Now we are already on the first column. Now I'll press control plus right arrow key. So see, XMD. So this is the last column name which I have mentioned in the notes. Okay, now I'm in the last column of my this worksheet. I'll press control plus left arrow key. So it will bring me in the first column. Okay, then control plus home key. Okay, so suppose you are anywhere within your MS Excel. Okay, so as you can see, control plus home. So if you want to come within this A1 cell, so suppose if you are there within your okay, suppose you are somewhere within your worksheet. When you press control plus home key, it will bring me in the first cell, very first cell, and that cell is A1. Okay, control plus N, move to the last U cell in a worksheet. Okay, so that's why it's mentioned, move to the last U cell in a worksheet. So within your Excel, wherever you have typed your data, okay, and when you press control plus N, it will not take you to the last end of the cell. It will bring you to the last U cell, means wherever you have your data, it will bring within that cell. Okay, so this was about moving around within your worksheet. Okay, now let's move on about selecting cell. So in MS Word and Excel, PowerPoint, like I'm already explaining about how to select the text. Okay, now in MS Excel we are going to see how the different ways of selecting. Now here we have a cell, we have a column, we have a row, even the range of a cell, entire worksheet we have. Now how to select this? Okay, so to select a range of a cell using mouse. So to select a range of a cell, point your mouse pointer to the first cell of the range and drag the left mouse button until all the required cell. Like I'm just now explaining how to select the range of a cell. What you can do is select within that cell, click your left mouse button and drag it. Okay, so this is how you can select a range of a cell using a mouse. Okay, then selecting a group of adjacent cell. Now this is how to this is also called as selecting a range of adjacent cell. Adjacent cell means the cell which are next to each other. So here when I am selecting, all my cell are next to each other. Okay, so you can also take a help of how to use within the key, how without using a mouse, how to select. So what you can do is press shift key from your keyboard and press the arrow key. Okay, so I am pressing my right arrow key. Okay, so it's selecting the right cell. So if I want to select down, I'll select the down arrow key. So okay, now if I press the left arrow key, as you can see, I'm pressing my shift plus left arrow key, how it's selecting. Okay, so like this, with the help of keyboard, you can select your cell. Okay, so this is selecting an adjacent cell. Okay, so keep the shift key pressed as you click on the last cell. The selected cell will highlighted in a blue. Now here it's not blue, it's something like this. Okay, so again the different version that you are using within your computer. Then selecting a group of non-adjacent cell. Now how to select? Now suppose I want to select one cell from here, one cell from here, one cell from here. Okay, so how to, but I want to select it all together. So how to do that? So when you want to select adjacent cell, we used to press shift key. Now we will press control key. So I am holding a control key. Okay, and now you will select, click anywhere within your Excel. Can see the cell got highlighted. So this is called as a selecting non-adjacent cell. Okay, so when you want to select adjacent cell, hold the shift key and use the arrow key. When you want to select non-adjacent cell, hold the control key and keep on pressing. Now here you have to select the mouse. You have to use the mouse, because with the help of arrow key you will not able to select a non, because my one cell is over there, one is somewhere else. Okay, so for this, hold the control key and with the help of the mouse select within a different cell. Okay, now selecting an entire row. Okay, now click on its heading. Now if you want to select a row, so these are your row. If I want to select any particular row, just bring your mouse on that row heading. As you can see the pointer of my mouse, it's changing. Okay, something like right arrow. Okay, bring the mouse on that row heading and just click on it. So you can see it's selecting my entire row. So at a time, if you want to select 2-3 row, so what you can do is same way, click and drag the mouse on the row heading. Okay, so selecting my entire row. It will not select only that particular, it will select the entire row. You can see. Okay, same way you can also take a help of keyboard. Press the bring the mouse on that row, click on it, and now with the help of shift key and arrow key, I'll select the row. Okay, now this was selecting a adjacent row. Okay, now non-adjacent, if I want to select non-adjacent row, what you will do, click within that, press the control key and keep on clicking on the row heading. You can see. So what is this? I am selecting non-adjacent row, entire row. So this will get, all your entire row will get selected. Okay, then we can also use the shortcut key. The shortcut key that we use to select the entire row is shift plus space bar. Okay, now suppose I am within this cell and I want to select this entire entire this third row. So what I will do, I'll press control plus space bar. Okay, now one more thing. Now suppose I have selected this, I am selected range of a cell. Okay, now if I press control shift plus space bar, so whichever the path you have selected, according to that entire row will get selected. Okay, so this was about selecting the row. Now selecting a column, sorry, this is not a column, row, selecting a column. Okay, so click on its heading. So like your row, now if you want to select a column, bring the mouse on the column heading. Now this pointer will change into down arrow, click on it. Same like how you selected your row. Okay, same thing, but now we are selecting a column. So if I want to select a range of a column, just click and drag on your mouse. Okay, like this. So if I want to select a column using a shortcut key, again same thing, press the shift key and use the arrow key from your keyboard. Okay, now the shortcut key that we use to select a column, control plus space bar. In row we used to press shift plus space bar. Now we'll use control plus space bar. So I am within this cell, I am pressing control plus space bar. See, again the same thing. Like suppose I have selected this, control plus space bar, it will select only that row. So now suppose I am selecting into this way and I am pressing control plus space bar. Okay, so that column will get selected. Suppose this is about selecting a adjacent column. Now if I want to select non-adjacent, so select the cell, hold the control key and keep on, with the help of mouse, click on the column heading. So this is selecting your column. Okay. Now selecting an entire worksheet. Okay. Click on the top left rectangular box, Control plus A or Control plus Shift plus spacebar. Now if I want to select my entire worksheet, entire means the number of rows or column, entire worksheet if I want to select. So if I click and dragging on it, it will take so much of time for me to select. So what I will do is, you can use a shortcut key Control plus A. So your entire worksheet will get selected. Entire number of rows or column, whatever you have, entire worksheet will get selected. You can also, here this is a part, you can see before my column or before my column and row heading start, here is a one small rectangular box. This is called as a cross section area. Okay, so you can also click within that and your entire worksheet will get selected. Okay, and you can also use Control plus Shift plus spacebar. Control plus Shift plus spacebar. If you remember, this Control plus Shift we used to select column, Shift plus spacebar we used to select row. But when you press all these three, Control Shift plus spacebar, it will select my entire worksheet. Okay, so this is how you can select a entire worksheet. Then so this is how you can select a different worksheet. So I'll stop over here. Okay, what I want you to do is open MS Excel and try using this, all the whatever I explain you in this video. Selecting a row, column, entire column. Okay, select the cell, range of a cell. Try to type your data, like take any book or even you can take this work notes and start typing, see how it works. Okay, so in the next video I'll explain you about the rest of the thing. So till then, bye. See you in the next video with some more thing related to this MS Excel.